Hi. When you think of Latino or Hispanic celebrities in the media, which people come to mind? Perhaps you think of Gina Rodriguez and Jaime Camil from Jane the Virgin, Jennifer Lopez, or Sofia Vergara. These people all share similar features. They're light and olive-skinned and have wavy hair. However, not all Latin Americans look like this. According to Pew Research Center, 1/4 of all U.S. Latinos identify as Afro-Latino or Latina. The media, though, has only accepted and perpetuated a certain look for an entire ethnicity. Because of the lack of representation, most Americans and even Latinos themselves are unaware that there are Latinos and with more prominent African American features. Growing up as an Afro-Latina, I faced many internal conflicts about my race. I had no idea with which to identify because although I'm very saturated in my culture, my family looks completely different than I do. I have darker skin and tighter curls than they do, and they clearly display my African American roots. After learning about my history, I realized that being a Latina is an ethnicity and not a race, so we're not all going to have a similar set of physical features. I'm just as much Latina as my lighter-skinned, looser-curled counterparts. So today, I will be discussing how Afro-Latinos came to be, what an Afro-Latino is, and the misconceptions in identifying an Afro-Latino as a race, or a Latino, as a race instead of an ethnicity. So firstly, I will share a brief history of Latin America. According to Professional Agriculture Workers Journal, many people from African origin were brought into the Americas with the Spanish and the Portuguese in the 16th and 17th century. Spanish conquistadors brought West Americans to America as part of the Atlantic slave trade, and 95% of them settled in the Caribbean and Latin America, and only 5% settled in North America. The mix of Africans with European and indigenous people brought forth a generation of mixed cultures and physical features. As read in an article by the African American History Society, Afro-Latinos are Latin American people with significant African ancestry. Latin American countries consist of the entire continent of South America, in addition to Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean islands. These include Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Chile, and many others. Contrary to popular belief, not all Latin American countries are Hispanic. Countries like Haiti and Brazil, for example, whose countries speak they speak French and Portuguese, are also part of Latin America. Each of these countries, while some perhaps having a stereotypical set of physical features, lighter physical features, have people who identify as Afro-Latinos. It is extremely possible to be an Afro-Brazilian, Afro-Venezuelan, or an Afro-Colombian. People like myself, though, who are Puerto Rican and Dominican, display African-American features like my tight curls or my darker skin, while fully identifying as a Latina. Latino and Latina heritage is complex, yet it's challenged by a society that promotes racial categorization. According to an article by PBS, although the United States Census identifies Latino and Latina as a race, it is not a race. Race is primarily unitary, with a particular set of physical features. As read in an article by Pew Social Trends, you can identify as one race, yet claim several identities. One can identify as English and Polish, but ultimately that person is white, but Latinos can identify with several races and several identities. Like, Latinos can be of Asian, Black, white, or Native American descent, while also identifying with being Brazilian, Puerto Rican, or Venezuelan. Using myself as an example again, I am of both European and African American descent, while ethnically I identify with Puerto Rican and Dominican, all under the umbrella of still being a Latina. So in conclusion, hopefully we have learned a brief history of Latin America, what Afro-Latinos are, a brief glimpse of the complexity of Latinos, and tying it all together, the beauty of humanity is that we all have such mixed cultural backgrounds and stories. And knowing our history is so valuable to understanding each other and relating to each other in a different way. And the more we inform ourselves about each other, the more we can bond over our similarities and celebrate culture and humanity.